What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. He was recently on First Take with Max Kellerman, and they asked him what did he feel about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, and this is what he had to say. This is Stephen A. Smith interviewing him.
You talk about Deontay Wilder. I hear respect. You can beat him, you feel you beat him, etc. But there's respect. And it's not to say that you don't respect Anthony Joshua, but I think you two view yourself as guys who have to chase him, and he is avoiding y'all. Is that a fair depiction of what's going on in the heavyweight division in your mind right now?
Well, firstly, I respect all boxers that get in the ring, but I do have more respect for Deontay Wilder than Anthony Joshua, because Wilder has proved to me that he is willing to step up and fight the best, and he has done. You know, he fought Ortiz. Everyone avoided Ortiz, didn't want to fight him. He stepped in the ring with me. He's been trying to fight Anthony Joshua for so long. I proved it time and time again, going to Germany, coming to America as an underdog to fight these champions in our own country. For me, Anthony Joshua needs to prove himself on the world stage, because he's so happy fighting in England, and he fought beating Klitschko after I'd destroyed him mentally and had a war with him in a beaten fighter. So he needs to prove he's willing to step up to the plate and fight the best. You know, there was a lot of talk of them two going back and forward, fighting each other for over a year. And it took me, a fat, bald-headed guy who'd come back after 3 years out of the ring, to accept a challenge to defend my country, so to say. You know, what type of a world champion is this when a guy who's been out of the ring for so long has to come back and defend the throne?
Tyson, I thought you just brought something.
Wow. Tyson Fury has no loss for words, but he did say what he felt about Anthony Joshua. He feels Anthony Joshua needs to prove himself on a world stage. And what he considered a world stage is the fact that Joshua has been complacent in fighting in the UK. Well, those things are manifesting. Those things are changing, because he's fighting in Madison Square Garden. It was supposed to be against Miller, but now it's against Andy Ruiz. Okay, now, he did say it took these guys a year and then still no progress. Deontay Wilder supposedly, wanted that fight earlier and was chasing that fight with Anthony Joshua. And here he comes, a fat, bald-headed guy, comes back on the scene and gets a fight with him, lickety-split. Now, to counterpunch that, so to speak, key words: fat, not necessarily bald-headed, but fat, out of shape, ring rust. No way in hell, realistically, that Tyson Fury was supposed to be any kind of challenge for Deontay Wilder, a person that has been consistent in the ring, that has defended his title, that has that punching power, that everyone, including myself, thought that he had no chance of winning. Okay? Now, it would be one of those situations. He answered his own question. How can he, being in that type of shape, come back and beat Deontay Wilder? He wasn't supposed to. Okay? That was the whole point. If you got a guy like, oh man, just like Deontay Wilder said himself, Tyson Fury's washed up. He ain't coming back to the sport of boxing. It's too bad that he's, where he's at, because I would have knocked him out too. But he can't be anything anymore, right? That's what Deontay Wilder's words were. Now all of a sudden, Deontay's saying those things. Then later on, oh, I'm going to fight him. Oh, then now he's such in great shape. You guys knew he wasn't in great shape. You guys knew he was overweight, obese, all types of messed up junk going on upstairs. They knew that. So that's really not a big accomplishment, okay? But the fact of the matter was, it was something that they underestimated. And because they underestimated it, Tyson Fury was able to go in there with speed he didn't supposed to have, with energy he didn't supposed to have, stamina, confidence he did not supposed to have, period, people. They thought he was going to crumble in 4 to 5 rounds. He wouldn't go past 6. A lot of people thought that until it kept going. They seen how fast Fury was. They seen how fast he could react off those punches, use that jab, tie up Wilder when Wilder tried to engage. They seen all this, and I was amazed because I'm like, well, damn, wait a minute. You know, this guy has been fighting like he's been in the ring. Call it muscle memory. Call it determination. Call it what you want. It happened, okay? So for him to say, well, Deontay proved that he can fight me, Deontay thought he was going to beat a shot fighter. So that really is not a great accomplishment if intentionally you knew a person didn't think that it was going to be that hard of a task. Now, Luis Ortiz, sure. Luis Ortiz was a guy that was undefeated at the time, dangerous. A lot of people didn't want to get in the ring with him. Anyone that did get in the ring with him, he knocked him out, right? But, you know, we can talk about that, okay? Luis Ortiz, okay, why did he fail his last drug test? Because of blood pressure medication. Maybe he was embarrassed to let people know that, hey, man, you know, I'm on hypertension medicine, and I don't really want to tell nobody. But when they found out what it was, the substance, oh shit, this guy's heart ain't ticking the way it used to be. I'm not saying that anyone with hypertension can't beat your ass. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when someone has to take hypertension medicine, that means that they either are not eating right or they have some type of condition that may prevent them from fighting the way they used to be if they weren't or they didn't have high blood pressure, okay? So they know this guy's on medication, so that can make him weaker. That is not a good sign when it comes to thinking someone's a dangerous opponent. That's actually leverage for Team Wilder. Oh, he's on hypertension medicine. Hell, he's getting old. Let's fight him now, okay? Let me go on with this just a bit to see what Tyson Fury has to say.
I thought that you were done. You talked about spiraling into depression, drug abuse.
Yeah.
You were obese. It's not just that you beat Klitschko, but then you went through that before you came back to get off the deck against Deontay Wilder.
Well, let me pause that for a minute. I did forget Klitschko. Tyson Fury said he proved he could go up against Klitschko, which was a major achievement. Okay, he was the guy that set the heavyweight division free of the Klitschkos. I keep telling people that is absolutely correct. He did do that. Now, he said he broke him down mentally. That's some clever gypsy talk. You know, Tyson Fury can talk. He's undefeated in shit talk, bar none. Okay, you can't outbeat Tyson Fury like I can't out holler my brother. If I try to talk with my brother, I end up with a hoarse voice because this guy has a deep voice. He should be a preacher or something. But anyway, you can't out talk Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's clever with the words. He's quick with the tongue. And he has quick hands also. Now, what he did to Klitschko, he said he broke him down mentally. You know, I honestly think if he would have fought Klitschko again, Klitschko would have knocked him out. And I think it was actually the downcline of Tyson Fury. I feel that it cheapened the revenge, or it deprived the revenge of Klitschko, because Klitschko was ready that second time, and I could tell he looked like a different fighter. And Anthony Joshua paid the price. That's why Anthony Joshua's his back, was on that canvas, okay? Because he was dealing with a more focused Klitschko. Now, I have to counterpunch that because he said, I broke him down mentally. Well, if you broke him down mentally, Klitschko built himself back up mentally and had one hell of a fight with seems to be a one hell of a fighter. Okay, so let me go on with this.
How do you now find yourself in the position you're in? How did you get here?
You know, it's been a lot of hard work and dedication, and I believe every step I ever took and every left and right turn I ever made was all meant to be. I believe I had to go through all those dark times to be able to appreciate good times, appreciate small things in life, because I took a lot of things for granted in my life, Max. Everything I ever touched turned to gold, and there was a point in my life where I never appreciated nothing. Nothing meant anything to me because everything came so easy to me. But now I appreciate that glass of water, because there was a long period of time where the only place I ever thought I'd ever end up was in a padded room. And I didn't think I'd ever come back to competitive boxing. I didn't think I'd ever lose the weight. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but as something I'd suffered with my whole life, depression and anxiety, never really understood it until 2016.
Well, he goes on about his mental illness and the struggles that he had to make. But to recap this on what Tyson Fury had to say, it was a very good interview. I'm going to leave it below, let you guys check it out. It's about 7 minutes. It's not long, but you know, Tyson Fury made a lot of key points in there, a lot of his own personal opinions, you know, and I respect people's opinions. But he feels that Anthony Joshua, you know, needs to come out of England, which he's doing. So, you know, I mean, it's pretty much one of those things where he's talking in the past. He's talking about past things. They both beat Klitschko, okay? One of them has fought Wilder. He drawed with Wilder, okay? But other than that, Tyson Fury hasn't really done too much lately, you know? His draw with Wilder is it was cheapened, because I think he beat Wilder. I think he did enough to beat Wilder. From him getting off the canvas, he was the automatic winner if he would have survived the 12 or not, because you judge a fight round by round. You don't, this one big thing happened in the 12th or in the 9th, and then that's what makes him the winner. And we just should forget about the other 10 rounds. We just omit those. No, it doesn't work that way in the sport of boxing. So for him getting off that canvas, which Max Kellerman pointed out, that signified the will, the determination, the voice telling him, I'm not going to quit and I'm going to get up, because everything that I've done is about this moment. And that's what Tyson Fury did. But, you know, a lot of people, the naysayers or whatever, the Wilder fans, he got knocked down. How can he lose a fight if you knock him down twice? Well, if you've seen that fight and you judge that fight like you're supposed to, you'd have seen that Deontay Wilder lost, okay? He lost those fights. He lost that fight. He lost those rounds, okay? So, but what Tyson Fury, his perspective of this whole thing is, he looks at it like, hey, I came back and had to defend my country, where Anthony Joshua, you know, is only complacent and fighting in his own country. Well, Tyson Fury had that narrative once upon a time, but that narrative has been expired, because Anthony Joshua is right here in Miami, okay? And he's training to fight in Madison Square Garden in New York City, also another state in the United States. So he's not fighting in the UK right now. So this was reported today. So I think Tyson Fury, me counterpunching it, needs to change his narrative a bit, right? But then he was talking about that particular time when he came back to the sport of boxing. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Tyson Fury telling Anthony Joshua to step up and prove himself as a world champion. Of course, leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys have been Counterpunched. Peace.